This documentary is about the 8th grade Bridge Week. Bridge Week was both interesting and challenging. Doing the project was harder than I thought it would be, but I did learn a lot during Bridge Week, and not just about the bridges that were the subject of my project. And I learned that the 4 main types of bridges are beam, arch, truss, and suspension. Even though there are thousands of different bridges in the world, these are the 4 main types of bridge structures. Some bridges even use more than one of these elements. On Thursday, we had a chance to visit 2 local bridges. I was surprised to learn how much it costs to build those bridges. For my project, I worked on the Lupu Bridge in Shanghai, China, but during the week, I also worked on a joint project on the Sydney Harbour Bridge in Sydney, Australia. For the project, we needed to research what was interesting about the bridge and what makes it special. With my team, we did the majority of the research for the Sydney Harbour Bridge in class and worked on our presentation during the week. There was a lot of information on the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which turned out to be a very popular attraction. I also did separate research on the Lupu Bridge on Friday and Saturday. Information on the Lupu Bridge was not as readily available as it was for the Sydney Harbour Bridge. There was a lot of information about the type of construction and the significance of the steel design. However, there were not a lot of details about other information, maybe because the Chinese government would not want people to know if there were problems with construction or if people were killed during the process. My team and I spent 2 days in Learning Lab working on the calculations to scale the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which took a number of different tries. I learned that scaling is not as easy as it looks and that it is easy for a small miscalculation to cause a big mistake. On Saturday, I also did calculations to scale the Lupu Bridge, which was much different because it is a long bridge that does not have as much height. Building the bridge was also harder than I thought it would be. I worked with my group to coordinate the necessary supplies and tools to build the bridge. We needed to come up with the best materials to make the bridge. My team decided to build the Sydney Harbour Bridge with popsicle sticks. We learned that popsicle sticks are not as easy to work with as we thought. Since we did not end up with all the supplies that we thought we would have, we had to use the popsicle sticks for all parts of the bridge, which was difficult because it was hard to match the scale with a single-sized object. It was very hard to do the arch, and I had some technical disagreements with the other members of my team. The Lupu Bridge, I decided that the wood my dad used for crafting would work better than popsicle sticks. In some ways, it was easier to work with, but I also had to be very careful that the big pieces did not break. It took a lot of time to figure out what kind of pieces to use and to be sure that I got all the cuts in the right places. Sometimes I had to make the pieces over. Bridge Week was very fun and interesting, and I learned a lot.